Straight from the heart of East Tennessee, you're watching Action 10 News. With Bill Williams, Kim Stevens, meteorologist Marty Skoll, and Bob Kessling with sports. This is Action 10 News.
Good evening. A major interstate drug ring based in East Tennessee is shut down tonight, that according to federal and state investigators. 5 Sevierville men are behind bars charged with distributing hundreds of kilograms of cocaine over the past 2 years. Action 10's Jennifer Leslie joined us now with more on this drug investigation. Jennifer?
Bill and Kim, state and federal authorities say they've gone beyond the street-level drug dealers this time. They say they've hit the source of the problem, the suppliers of the cocaine. The 5 defendants were indicted by a federal grand jury and arrested Saturday. Today they appeared before a federal magistrate where all but one were appointed lawyers. They told the court they couldn't afford to hire their own attorneys because the government has seized most of their assets.
Then does this put an end to the investigation?
No, prosecutors say this is not the end. They do expect more indictments.
It's a big operation there.
It certainly is.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Well, animals like the rest of us are hard-pressed to cope with this summer's heat wave.
In some cases, the results are tragic. Action 10's Lance West has details of that as we begin our team coverage of this record-setting weather. Lance?
Leaves on this dogwood tree are drying up. That's just one indication. Certainly uncomfortable for us. But imagine what it would be like cooped up inside without air conditioning. Of course, we can go inside to seek refuge. Another popular destination is swimming pools, but controversy has surfaced regarding public swimming pool safety. Action 10's Cassandra McGee joins us live from Inskip Pool with more on that. Cassandra.
Well, Lance, most of the folks did enjoy the day out here. They packed up and gone home as the pool just closed a few moments ago. Now, I know you met with officials from the Red Cross today. What's the outcome of that meeting?
Well, we've been working real closely with the Red Cross, Cassandra. For 20 years now, Red Cross have been using our pools for swimming lessons, and this year, for the first time before the season started, we asked them to come in and help us, help our guards become recertified and become current on what's happening as far as lifeguarding in Knoxville.
As long as those lifeguards know what they're doing.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you, Cassandra. By next summer, with any luck, you may have a new option for outdoor activities.
The volunteer landing project in downtown Knoxville should be at least partially completed.
Action 10's Jim Acosta joins us live from the riverfront to show us what to expect and when. Jim?
Kim and Bill, good evening. We are finally getting to the point where we can start expecting the whats and whens on volunteer landing to come about. Today, a major contractor signed on to start construction of the project. Now, Bill and Kim, Ivan Harmon also says that he may not kill the project altogether if he is elected mayor, but he does admit that development may be too far along once the election time comes around and he actually would have the chance of becoming mayor.
And there will be groundbreaking before Election Day. When exactly will that be, Jim?
Well, that's the big news. The groundbreaking, there's no really any date set, but because Johnson and Gallion has the contract, they can start assembling the manpower and materials needed to start this project. And so that should allow for groundbreaking in about 2 weeks.
Okay.
Great.
Very good. Thank you, Jim. Blount County Hotel is back in business.
Jameson is a young man with problems, but he's working those problems out.
And it'd be a lot easier for him if he had a family to help. Perhaps you know of such a family for this week's Monday's Child. What do you see, Jameson? Oh, yeah, there is a penny in there, isn't there? 12-year-old Jameson is currently in a treatment program to help stabilize his aggressive behavior. His therapist states that he's made some big improvements, but still has a ways to go. Despite those problems, Jameson has an appealing personality. He's very affectionate. He's generous and quickly wins the hearts of those he meets. He likes to draw and color. His interests center around Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers. Jameson doesn't like to be rushed. He has his own way of doing some things and resists changes. Jameson's adoptive family needs to be willing to work with the treatment center prior to his discharge so that they can become familiar with his special needs. He needs a family who would be very patient and provide him with the structure, the routine, the love that he needs. Jameson is looking forward to being part of a loving, caring family. If you could provide that family or want more information about Jameson or any other adoptive child, call 594-6750 in Knoxville and ask for the adoption unit, or contact the Department of Human Services in your county. Well, Marty has a lot to talk about tonight, from heat and drought to hurricanes.
Heat to drought to tropical storms and all kinds of things going on, but there's a lot going on here in Knoxville right now. So let's take a look at our 40-mile
range Doppler radar. At this point, tomorrow and again on Wednesday, we may tie those records, so more records like we hit yesterday. And if we don't get 0.38 inches of rain between now and midnight, it will be an all-time record dry July.
Wow.
All-time record.
All-time record dry.
That's dry.
We'll let you know at 11.
Thanks.
A new summertime sports event is coming to Knoxville.
Bob will have details of that. Plus, a look ahead to a day which many high schoolers are dreading. And just now with sports, what are these high schoolers dreading?
Oh, just putting the helmets on and getting to work tomorrow. Yeah, the vacation is over for all the high school football players. Tomorrow, practice begins in the state of Tennessee. Most teams have been working out in shorts all summer, but the hot work begins tomorrow because the pads come on. The first high school football game, believe it or not, is August 19th. 110 miles. That's fast on the water, Tim.
Amazing how he can walk away in the middle of the water, too.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's true, too.
Thanks a lot, Bob.
Oh, and finally, some people will do anything, almost anything, to get on television.
Two young women from East Tennessee were outside the NBC window this morning in New York for the broadcast of the Today Show. One, identified as Jenny from Seymour, was proud of the cheesecake she'd eaten. The other, Lindsay from Knoxville, offered to kiss the cameraman to get on television. Well, they took her up on her offer. Weathercaster Al Roker made all the necessary arrangements. There he goes. Here's the cameraman. There's Lindsay. Ah, yes, the cameraman liked it. So did Lindsay.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
And have a very good evening.
Action 10 News can be heard simulcast live on WUTK, All News AM 850 in Knoxville.
Jimmy, I want to hold that for you a second.